Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Investors Guide on ET Now. Vishal joins us now from the Standard Chartered office. Vishal, thanks so much for sparing the time. We have a bunch of questions for you. Well, our first question comes in from Vavesh. He's 32 years old and he and his wife have a combined income of 9.5 lakh rupees a year. He tells us his employer has given him a life insurance policy of 5 lakh rupees and he worries that that might not be enough. He wants to know what their collective insurance cover is. Vishal, he also tells us he's currently investing 5,000 rupees in HDFC Top 200 every month. He wants to increase his investment to 15,000 rupees a month. Now his question is, should he continue investing in the same fund or should he diversify that money over a couple of other funds? What should he do, Vishal?
For Vavesh, I would suggest that he should look at adding a few different funds, because while Top 200 is a great choice, it is focused on large cap stocks, and therefore Vavesh could add a bit more of mid and small cap flavor to his portfolio over the long term. So there are stocks, funds like IDFC or DSP BlackRock or Fidelity or Reliance, who have good flexi as well as mid and small cap stock funds. Alternatively, he could look at choosing the Investors Guide list of growth and aggressive portfolio funds and make a selection from there, but basically add a bit more flavor in the additional SIPs that you want to start off now. Now coming to the insurance plans, I think a term plan does make a lot of sense. For Vavesh and his wife, I would recommend an independent term plan each of about 40 to 50 lakh rupees of sum assured. In addition, I would think that since they're still young and there are other risks like disability which may hamper your earning, that is something you might also want to cover, and a good way to do that is to add a rider to a term plan. So I would recommend that you look at a rider for disability, both total and partial, as well as critical illness, because that's another risk that we could cover very effectively through a rider on our term plan. So go for a term plan, add some riders like critical illness and disability on top to really provide a more comprehensive cover to the risks that we may have.
Alright, our next question comes in from Rakesh Dey. He's a retired school teacher in Kolkata. He tells us he invested in the NSC from the post office for 5 lakh rupees. Now, due to some family emergency, he wants to encash his National Savings Certificate, but the postmaster has told him he's going to have to wait about 6 years before he has to do that. And he's confused at the moment. He wants to know what he can do to meet that family emergency. Vishal, what really can he do with that NSC certificate?
The dilemma Mr. Sarkar faces is very real, and we see this in a fair number of situations. So an important consideration for an investment is how liquid or illiquid is it, and an NSC is not a liquid instrument, it is locked away, and therefore to find liquidity while it is still not mature is difficult. Now what Mr. Sarkar could do, and what we would advise, is that he could borrow against it. It is a good security. It is Government of India, security that a bank or an NBFC or any financier should be able to lend against. If he is confused about where to go, he could come to Standard Chartered Bank. We would be able to sort of take that as pledge and offer a loan against it, subject to, of course, all other requirements being met.
We have time for one last question, Vishal. Very quickly, Sandeep has written in. He wants to know what is the best infrastructure bond in the market to invest in so he can get that extra 20,000 rupees exemption on his income tax.
I think there are a couple of very high quality bonds available, one from L&T, one from IDFC. Both are AAA rated, so I would say any one of them or both of them might be useful.
Alright, Vishal, thank you so much for joining us on the show and answering our questions on Investors Guide. Remember, if you have questions for any of our experts, you can write to us. There's an email ID at the bottom of your screen. You can also join us on Facebook, facebook.com/investorsguide. Tune in next week. Catch the show at the same time. Thanks for watching.